Hey, this is going to be the devlog for what was it? February? Yeah, February. I made the last devlog I think a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'll try to do this just on a monthly basis. I just finished recording quite a few movement videos, and that's been pretty interesting. That's been the main focus of the rest of this month, is just finishing out movement. I needed to move everything over into the player controller. I had a mess of a player character, and I had left it for so long. It's literally been so long. I have worked on this project for a ridiculous amount of time, mainly because of my procedural generation, which I'm not going to show in this video because um, I'll explain in a second. But I had focused so much time on that I just had left the original types of movement that I made when I was just starting with Unreal. So a lot of this was super janky, super finicky, and just mostly broken. So with the last video being wall balancing, that is the actual movement done. Next, I will need to finish all of the combat mechanics. I need to just port those over into the main player controller. That won't take me too long. I had to do a lot of thinking for the movement. I'm, my stuff was horrible. It was really, really bad. So I had to sit down and just refine everything to be a lot more dynamic and a lot more organic and just work fluidly without weird, janky fixes, because I've personally grown as a developer, so I know I can do that. Um, what was I gonna say? Yes, combat will be the next thing. One of the big focuses of the month of March, as well as I will start to publish the videos about the procedural generation. I haven't done any of them yet because I am just performing a last kind of cleanup of it. I want to make sure that I'm putting out tutorials that don't just teach well, but are teaching. Um, you can never be perfect, but I want to have the best code that I can at my current knowledge level, and I want to be demonstrating that and teaching with that. So I just need to pass through my actual wave function collapse and double check a couple things, make sure things are cleaned up and fix. There's just about there's really not too many bugs. It's just one major bug. Um, so that'll be another focus of this month, is just cleaning that up, and then I will start to actually make the videos about how that is done. And that'll be pretty interesting. It will be, I would say it'd be around, I hope just, I don't want it to be too long of a series. I hope it could be done by at most 20, and more realistically, either around 10 to 15 videos. So that'll definitely be a big focus in this upcoming month. But I appreciate any and all support. This is lost from light as it stands. Wow, we have movement again that works nicely. Um, I guess I can just quickly mention some kind of continued thoughts. I don't know if anyone follows the news. Monolith, the studio Monolith that created Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, just got shut down. They were acquired by Warner Brothers, I don't know how long ago, and they just got shut down, which is kind of unfortunate. I enjoyed Shadow of War, and they are heralded as having the Nemesis system, and I was reading up on that a lot, and I decided I'm going to use that as an inspiration. I have to say inspiration because it's patented, so we're gonna fly a little carefully. Um, I'd like to build a similar system. I think I can totally do it. I know that might sound like it's a little, I'm in over my head, but thankfully, whenever I think something is interesting, I will work at it a scary amount. My procedural generation has taken me way too long to develop, and I started it knowing nothing. I actually heard about the wave function collapse and was like, oh, that's sick. I want to make that. and that was my introduction into Unreal and just coding in general. I am in school for computer science, but this was my first kind of um, more legit project, really having to learn the fundamentals and how things work in general. So I'm totally I think the Nemesis system's sick. I think it can be built a lot deeper, and that would take a lot of time, but I think it can be um, recreated in a meaningful way. So that's just something that I was thinking about this week, and that wouldn't be for a while. I need to finish combat. After combat, this month I will finish the wave function collapse, get that working, record those videos. Then from there, the next goal is to be working on some AI. We can see this little guy kind of moves around. I don't have much experience in terms of AI, so that'll be a learning experience. I should be able to figure that out relatively quickly, though. I'm not too worried. But yeah, that's about it. I guess one more random thing. In the future, I will also be introducing, um, what's it called? Graph rewriting into the wave function collapse. So this has been my plan, is to use the wave function collapse as a more localized, smaller scale to generate the world. And then on the larger scale, I'll use what's called graph rewriting. It's another form of procedural generation and just kind of control for procedural generation. It gives a larger overview, so it would allow for, we could say, like biomes. It can be used for generating distance for like dungeons and such, just placement of greater, larger objects in a world, and then using a wave function collapse to kind of fill in the gaps and connect things. So that's kind of my goal too. There's just kind of a thrown together, um, spitballed little devlog for you. If you're watching this far, good on you. I hope you enjoy. Feel free to ask questions as always. Thanks for watching.